But did you think you were better
Yes.
than Bird?
Yes. Yes.
Did you think you were better than Jordan?
Yes.
Was there anybody you didn't think you were better than?
Dan, let me tell you this, and I've talked about this publicly before. I did not think Michael Jordan was better than me until he beat me in the finals. Because when I was in Philly, we actually had success against them. And then they got good, and then they beat us in the playoffs one year. But I thought it was just because he had some better players around him. When I got traded to Phoenix, I says, Chuck Daly had told me, he says, you're the second best player in the world. I says, I'm the best player in the world. He says, no, that guy right over there is the best player in the world. I said, well, I'm going to prove it to your ass this year when we play them in the finals. Chuck says, I didn't realize how great you were, except getting to watch you play every day, how easy the game is for you. You can play with anybody. This is doing the Dream Team practice. And I said, Chuck, I'm the best player in the world. I'm going to prove it to you. I said, we're going to play the Bulls in the finals. And I remember telling the guys that going in training camp, I said, we're going to play the Bulls in the finals. How you know that? I said, because I'm the best damn player in the world, and I'm going to prove it. I said, we're going to play the Bulls, and I'm going to prove I'm the best player in the world. And I remember going home after game 2. My daughter was upset, crying, but we lost the first 2 games. I said, hey, just relax. We're going to be fine. I said, but I got to tell you something. I ain't never said this in my life. I think that guy might be better at basketball than I am. And I said, but I think I'm better, and we'll be fine. Then we win game 3, lose game 4, win game 5, come back home for game 6. And my daughter, I says, I told you, I think I'm the best player in the world, and I'm going to prove it. And then they beat us. I remember telling her, I says, I ain't never said this to you before. That guy's better at basketball than me. Because it's a team game. But once I got Dan Marlin and Kevin Johnson, I says, we can beat anybody. We can beat anybody. But, yeah, I thought Michael Jordan was a better player than me. That's the only player I ever played against I thought was better than me.